and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.
Celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7. I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free. Or check out our Percale bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88, even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
That's right, folks. Order now. Happy Monday. Make sure you get your Christmas shopping done early. Head over to mypillow.com. Great products. They have anything and everything you need over there. Go check it out. Use promo code Oreo and get some substantial savings. And you're helping us here out at the Oreo Express platform at the same time. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you had a good weekend. It's over. We're back to Monday, but we're gonna take this week. We're gonna beat it up and we're gonna work hard and have some fun doing it, guys. Welcome into the chat, everybody. Let me open up my chat over here and start saying some hellos. We got some funny stuff to talk about. We got Gavin Newsom being raised as just a poor black kid. You have Trump doing the Trump dance in Malaysia. We got a little bit of that coverage. We also got the Schumer shutdown. It's not going well. It's not going well for Democrats. You're going to see food lines and everything else. They're going to try to blame that on Trump, but people know they just want to pass the continuing resolution to fund the government for a little while so they can negotiate about the big things. And hopefully that fixed that microphone. And all the good stuff that goes along with it. We're going to talk about all that. Let me jump in here. Trina, hello. Sugar Bear. Kaylee's in the house. Texas Bigfoot. Let's see who else is in here. We won't mention that. Cuck. Pixie's in the house. Micro Taz, B Mikey with that beautiful American flag. Good morning. Julius, Newfie, Deb V. Let's see. Let me go down to the bottom here. Mater TJ. All that Texas Bigfoot. Hello. Let me go over here. We got Idaho Nancy in the house. Carrie Musings. Let's see who else. Trina. Says, love my pillow, best rest. I love mine too, but I'm wearing right now. This morning it was a little chilly in the studio. I opened up the window and we got a nice breeze outside. It's kind of overcast outside. You can see it out there, and so I had to put the My Pillow slippers on. Donna Ralph is also in the house, and Trina. Thank you guys for tuning in. We do appreciate you. And again, Lisa jumped in right now. Good morning to you, Lisa. So we got a lot to go over today. Some stuff we're already saving for the second show, which if you're new here, we do 2 shows a day usually. And so we're going to get on the first one, but I wanted to show you this little comedy, almost like it's a fun Friday on a Monday. Mondays aren't that bad, guys. We get a lot done on Mondays. That's how you make a Monday better. How about this? We got a new episode of Jeopardy. Let's check it out.
Categories are, that's a globalist. Next up, 9/11, followed by famous fentanyl overdose deaths. Then we've got It's a Man Baby. Finally, we've got What a Fag. Notice F-A-G is in quotations there. Don, we'll start with you.
Let's try fag for $400, Alex.
Harry Sisson, an online content creator.
What is a massive fucking faggot?
That's it. Don, you've got the board.
Let's go fag for $600, Alex.
California Governor Gavin Newsom.
What is a total fag?
Oh, so close, but not quite there. Yes. Alex?
What is a raging faggot?
Raging indeed. Alex, go ahead and choose the next category.
Let's do famous fentanyl overdose deaths for 1,000.
Hey, that's not a real $20 bill. This random criminal became the face of a George Soros color revolution in 2020.
Who is St. Floyd?
I'm checking with the judges, and yes, St. Floyd or George Floyd both work here. Alex, next category, please.
Let's go with It's a Man Baby for 1,000.
Daily double. Alex, what would you like to wager on this one?
So let's make it a true daily double, Alex.
This former First Lady is built like a linebacker, and many have suggested she is actually a he.
Oh boy, who is Big Mike?
Big Mike or Michelle Obama. Absolute pythons for arms, and maybe one in her pants as well. Alex, you've got...
Oh, man, I seen that this morning. It gave me some giggles like, hey, we need some comedy once in a while. I thought when they were talking about Harry, they were going to bring up RW too. I know, I think it was Texas Bigfoot that called that one out right there. Woo-wee. We're going to have some fighting in the comments right there. I want to bring you an update too. We covered on the No Kings March, Moses Bernal, who pretty much called for violence against ICE, said grab a gun and shoot, turn them on to ICE agents. Listen to this.
You gotta grab a gun. We gotta turn around. You gotta.
Come on. Get this working for us here. Get it up on the board for you.
You gotta grab a gun. We gotta turn around on this fascist system. These ICE agents gotta get shot and wiped out. The state machinery, that's a full display right there, has to get wiped out.
So now when we covered this, we talked about, it's usually a teacher, it's usually a government official. He has now been fired from his job from the Chicago college system. So Moses there that wants to take up arms and kill federal law enforcement officers is now out of a job, folks. Now out of a job. I'm sure he'll get on a board of some NGO or something like that, probably making 3 times the money. But there's got to be, when we look at some of the behaviors from taxpayer-paid people, taxpayer-funded people. So your taxes go and supplement the paychecks of these college professors or people that work on the campus, and this is in return. This is how they pay the favor. I think most people are done with that. And check this out. This was some good stuff too, man. We're starting off with some good stuff this morning. Trump, over the weekend, he's making his journey. He was over in Malaysia. He's hitting all kind of places. But take a look at this. This is his entrance into Malaysia. Take a look. Why is it buffering twice today? Got some rhythm right there, guys. Close up a little bigger. Watch this. You just gotta love it, folks. You just gotta love it. I think that is just absolutely incredible, awesome. We love that stuff. Good to see him over there. And then he was also welcomed to the Imperial Palace. And this was take a look at this. This was him stepping out of the beast right here and being greeted this morning. I just love how that man towers over people, just how he just commands respect, and thought that was interesting. But another thing I thought was interesting is they demand respect from the worthless so-called fake news media. Listen to this when Trump met with Japan's emperor in Tokyo. Listen to what the directions were in Japan regarding the media. I think you'll find this quite interesting, because we know we watch a lot of pressers and it's just absolutely annoying.
Here in Japan, you see this video of the president and the emperor. The press pool capturing the close-up images of this handshake were warned by the hosts that if they shout questions or shout anything in the presence of the emperor, it is considered here assault.
So you know how they go on their screaming rampages? They said, you pull that stuff here, that's going to be considered assault, because we have a bit of respect. I thought that was kind of interesting. And, you know, while he was, of course, while he was out traveling, he has the press pull with him on Air Force One, and he is constantly answering questions, completely opposite of our last president, or the person that was placed into the race in the coup against Joe Biden. I mean, we had like, I don't know, was it 23 days once she announced she was going to be the candidate, and that she didn't even take questions from the press? It was just crazy. But he knows how to trigger folks. He does a pretty good job. And I was watching them cry and melt down after this one. Listen to this comment here.
One theory on how you might try to serve a third term.
So what I don't know if you could do it, but he goes, one theory that people are floating around is that you could be vice president and be and serve a third term.
Is that you could run as the vice president?
Yeah, I'd be allowed to do that.
Is it the White House or the White House counsel to your legal position?
No, you'd be allowed to do that, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. And I think it's too cute. Yeah, I would rule that out because it's too cute. I think the people wouldn't like that. It's too cute. It's not. It wouldn't be right.
And of course, the media takes that as Trump's not going to have a 2028 election. And if he does, he's going to become vice president. They're going to cheat. And we got one today that was just absolutely epic. I hope I remember to put it up here, of Hakeem Jeffries getting called out over the weekend, surprisingly enough. And you don't see Democrats being called out on legacy media. It's usually softball questions and everything else. But I thought that was just absolutely epic. How about this? Who remembers this? We covered this pretty extensively when it was going on, but Javier Milei when he was first running for the leader of Argentina. He said, we're going to get rid of all DEI. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And take a look. This was a video from back then.
Ministerio de Salud.
He's taken, these are all the woke departments in the government that he was going to and did abolish when he was elected. Take a listen. It's
Y Deporte, afuera. Ministerio de Cultura, afuera. Ministerio de Ambiente y Desarrollo Sostenible, afuera. Ministerio de las Mujeres y Género y Diversidad, afuera. Ministerio de Obras Públicas, afuera. Aunque te resistas. Vamos a seguir por acá. Ministerio de Ciencia y Tecnología e Innovación. Algo bien del sector privado. Nada bueno salió del sector público. ¡Afuera! Ministerio de Trabajo, Empleo y Seguridad Social. ¡Afuera! Ministerio de Educación. Adoctrinamiento. ¡Afuera! Ministerio de Transporte. ¡Afuera! Ministerio de Salud. ¡Afuera! Ministerio de Desarrollo Social.
everything that has to do with the woke things that were put into place by the left. And he had an election just recently, and he and his party won overwhelmingly. Check out this video of him going out to celebrate. This is pretty epic. You know, he is MAGA, make Argentina great again. And so with that, the media said he was down in the polls. The media, and when I say media, you know, I'm talking about dying legacy media, the losers of the left that are part of the arm of the Democrat Party, the socialist communist revolution that we see. And he just absolutely handled it. It was they changed the rules over there on how they vote. They secured their elections. They went to a single paper ballot, which had never been implemented in Argentina before. And they called it a new act of democracy. You won't be able to hear this, but this is when he is thanking democrático transparente. How that went.
Gracias a todos los argentinos por esta nueva elección, por este nuevo eleccionario
epic, but if you would have seen,
y por la maravillosa elección que se hizo.
If you would have seen these numbers, it was an absolute blowout. It was insane, folks. So I know the Democrats are upset right now. They don't want any country like Argentina. They want everything to be, you know, the crap hole that they're trying to turn the United States in. They want to see another Venezuela over there. And good for Javier Milei. And with a big win. Speaking of that, before we get into the shutdown, the Schumer shutdown and the backlash Democrats are facing, we're going to talk about that. We have a raffle going on. We are 100% viewer funded. Your donations pays for the lights, the camera, the action, the travel, the whole 9 yards, guys. And so I told you last week we'd be adding something to the raffle. The raffle's happening in 2 days, Wednesday. So if you want to get in, now's your chance to get in. I want to say thank you for everybody who has donated. Again, we're coming up on the first of the month, and we're going to try to get our bills paid on time, and we thank you guys for the help. But for every $10 donation, so if you do $20, $30, you'll get 2 entries, 3 entries, so on and so forth. And what you're in for is this beautiful handmade cross from our good buddy Miguelito. Big Mike made this, and we're not talking about Michelle Obama. This is our good friend, Big Mike. And this is handcrafted. Same guy that made the Oreo Army cross over here. And so you will be, one winner will be lucky to get that. And then we're adding something to it that some of you might like. Let me see this right here. We got either the light up MAGA hat. Let's see. Turn this off so you can see it better. That's cool. That's cool. Or turn that off. And it has all kind of different options it can go to when you speak, to music. It'll light up to music. Or this great Trump hat right here that does the same thing. You can set it on all kind of different settings here. Let's see. You do that. You can do this so when you talk or when you're listening to music. So that will be, you'll get to choose from one of those, either Trump or MAGA. So if you guys want to enter every donation you can use GiveSendGo. We got givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. We obviously got Rumble Rants. If you're on Rumble and you donate in $10 increments, you'll get an entry. And then we have Cash App. $Oreo Army on Cash App. And then we also have Zelle. And if you head over to our website, our Zelle address will be on there. It's theoreoexpress.com. And when you do that, you scroll down the Donate Now button, and our Zelle link will be in there. So if you do mobile online banking, just do the quick transfer. It gets to us instantly. That Zelle link is purepatriot559@yahoo.com. That's PURE patriot559@yahoo.com. And I'd like to big shout out and thanks to old Uncle Bill for helping us get these hats. It's help us out with the fundraising, help us out with just some cool stuff. I'm going to do something else next week, probably on X. So try to grow the base, also get the bills paid. So if you guys want to enter, now's the time to get in. And I just want to say thank you to everybody and old Uncle Bill for helping us out. We appreciate that very much. How about this? Listen to Speaker Johnson this morning. We have a shutdown right now where you have some politics being played. The Democrats don't want to fund the government the same way that's been funded and they voted for in March. This is a 7-week continuing resolution. So there's no, Republicans want this. This is just like what we did under Biden 13 times when they needed Republican votes and Republicans said it isn't worth hurting the American citizens. We're going to keep the country open and we're going to vote to pass this continuing resolution. Well, Democrats have come up with something like, if they pass this, 15 million people are losing the health care. This has nothing to do with health care. The Affordable Care Act subsidies, also known as Obamacare, were made to expire at the end of 2025. This only funds the government till the end of November, or like the third week of November, I believe. So this is for 7 weeks. We're on shutdown day, like what, 26, something like that. And it's backfiring on the Democrats. They have came out. They said they're going to use this for leverage. They're going to try to make Trump look bad. You're seeing posts. You see Gavin Newsom deploying the National Guard in California because of the EBT program known as SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition and Assistance Program, which from what I understand, it's over 40 million Americans. Now, I know the left is putting 40 million Americans are going to be starving. I actually looked into this a little, and I've actually talked to some people. Some of these people that are on SNAP get as $12 a month for food. I'm not lying. So if you meet a certain threshold, some of them get $35 a month. It's not, and then there is people out there that are getting hundreds and hundreds, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9,000 a month, depending on how many kids they have. And And I think what this is also exposing is, again, our socialist government. Now, it's one thing to give a hand up. Democrats want to hand out. They have made it so difficult to survive in this country that with taxes, with the cost of living, California, the cost of gas, all those things together, we look at it, but there's also a lot of fraud. There's also a lot of fraud in SNAP. There's a lot of people that go out there and they turn around, sell their food stamps, sell whatever. It's very common. I would say if I was in charge, from what I've learned from talking to people, my research and everything else, about only 25% of the people getting the supplemental nutrition and assistance program probably actually deserve it. And they need to limit it for a time being. I mean, you know, we run into people all the time or hear stories about a woman that's 27 years old. She's got 4 kids. She doesn't work. She's on the taxpayer's tit, and she's pregnant with a 5th kid. I'm all pro-life. I'm all this, but also some personal responsibility. But when you can birth your way into living off the government, something's wrong with that. So it needs to be temporary. Listen to what Mike Johnson says here. But first, Gandalf, thank you, said, love the hat. Gandalf is in for 6 into the raffle. Thank you, Gandalf. Appreciate you. Can't do it without our Oreo Army supporters. And good luck. Thank you. Let's take a listen here.
In politics, all of you noticed it over the weekend. We saw our clearest sign yet that this radical insurgent movement in the Democrat Party is succeeding. And they are ending what has always been known as the Democrat Party in America. After a months-long pressure campaign from the far left, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries finally relented. He gave in, and he gave his endorsement to the socialist running to be mayor of New York City. The House Democrats have chosen a side. They were forced to by that far left that they're so terrified of, and they've shown the world what they really believe. There is no longer a place for centrists and moderates in their party. The candidate that they have endorsed, Mamdani, is somebody who we've talked about a lot from this podium. He's sympathized with Hamas and openly embraced anti-Semitic language. He has called to, quote, seize the means of production because he is a Marxist. He's called to abolish our borders, to abolish and end immigration enforcement, to defund the police, and to legalize prostitution, among a long list of hits that I could share with you. Zoran Mamdani is expected to take the helm of one of the most important cities in the world and the largest city in America. And he now has the full blessing of the Democrat leader in the House of Representatives.
Now, that just kind of goes to show you where they're at right now in the Democrat Party. This same party that's shutting down our government. I have another video from Mike Johnson. We told you that would happen. We've been covering that extensively, and I said they will endorse him. The radical left is forcing Democrats to even go further left. But listen to what he says about the shutdown here.
Real, and it gets worse with so many hardworking people around this country is very real, and it gets worse with each passing day. Here's some of the stats. Last week, 1.4 million federal workers missed a full paycheck. Now, you know, many of them are furloughed, and many more are deemed essential workers, those who are essential, for example, to keep the country safe. TSA agents we've discussed, and air traffic controllers and border patrol, and of course our troops. But so many of them now are going without pay. The families of military service members and the air traffic controllers and so many of these others are now at very real risk of missing the paycheck at the end of this month. The Trump administration has done everything possible to bend over backwards to try to find sources of funding within the federal government to be able to cover the bases, but it is getting more and more challenging with each day. Now, every Republican in Congress wants to stop this madness desperately. And we have voted many times, over a dozen times, collectively 13 times, to reopen the government, to keep it open and reopen it once the Democrats closed it. But here's the very simple and important fact that no one should forget. We have no ability. Republicans do not have the ability to do this on our own. It's a simple math problem. We need Democrats to help. You need 60 votes in the Senate. We only have 53 Republicans. The Democrats are the ones voting repeatedly to shut down the government. But they're not opening it back up. They spent most of their time trying to distract the American people from the very simple truth. So I brought you a little visual aid here to just remind everybody what the simple facts are. 4 simple facts here. The Democrats are required to open the government. They keep saying Republicans are in charge of government. We aren't, not in the Senate. 60 votes control the Senate, not a bare majority. And so point number 1, Democrat votes are required to open the government. Point number 2, they refuse to do it. They have now voted 12 times to keep the government closed. And they'll have another chance today or tomorrow, maybe multiple times this week, and we'll see what they do. Now, the third point is.
So him just going out there and talking about what's going on, again, to the extent of this. And, you know, I had a conversation with Will Johnson, our good buddy Will Johnson, last night. And we were just discussing, there's been posts going online from people, probably a lot of people that don't deserve any government handouts, but talking about how they're going to go in, if their EBT cards cut, they're going to go in and they're going to cause chaos in the streets. I think Democrats want that. You're going to see people walking in, walking out with carts full of stuff and saying it so they could feed their family. Remember, AOC does that whenever a Nike store is raided and all the Jordans are taken. And it's to feed their families, folks. It's to feed their families. And I think government wants it, or Democrats in the government wants that to be something, again, so they can focus on that. And then the arm of the Democrat Party, the CNNs, the MSNBCs, and the ABCs can go out and say, look at our streets because of Trump's shutdown. Has nothing to do with Trump. Trump's protecting you, the American citizen and the American taxpayer, by not giving all this money to illegal aliens and funding projects in foreign countries. So I just thought that was interesting. Here's the video I talked about earlier with Hakeem Jeffries, and the left is absolutely pissed off right now at CBS. They're calling CBS MAGA because they stated, I wouldn't even call it facts, just made some comments in this interview. I think you guys will like it. Take a listen to this.
I want to ask you about something you said. You said Democrats, there are no election deniers on our side of the aisle. You said that back in January. But recently, you've been using the term rigged elections in reference to the upcoming midterms. Democrats were appalled when President Trump used language like that. How do you justify using that now? Doesn't that undermine faith for voters? You need to show up.
No, I've been using that term in the context of Donald Trump's unprecedented effort to gerrymander congressional maps in a partisan fashion all across the country in order to rig the midterm elections and deny the ability of the American people to actually decide who should be in the majority as it relates to the House of Representatives.
You know, Democrats are also going through gerrymandering and redistricting.
No. Well, Democrats are going to push back aggressively to make sure that we have fair.
Listen to that.
How do you justify using that now? Doesn't that undermine faith for voters? You need to show up.
The rigged election.
Democrats were appalled when President Trump used language like that. How do you justify using that now? Doesn't that undermine faith for voters? You need to show up.
No, I've been using that term in the context of Donald Trump's unprecedented effort to gerrymander congressional maps in a partisan fashion all across the country in order to rig the midterm elections and deny the ability of the American people to actually decide who should be in the majority as it relates to the House of Representatives.
You know, Democrats are also going through gerrymandering and redistricting.
No. Well, Democrats
No.
are going to push back aggressively.
It's just great to hear this. It's great to actually see that because, again, And we're going to play a thing of Arnold Schwarzenegger, who I am not a fan of. He's not conservative. He's a rhino. He identifies as conservative. But think about that right there. Republicans are rigging the elections. Everything they have done, they accuse the opposing party of doing. We don't want to rig the elections. We want to make sure that they're so safe and secure that you have to show an ID that you're valid to vote. Democrats are against that. We want to make sure that people don't have weeks to cheat, that you go in on election day like we did for most of my lifetime, go in on election day and cast our ballots. And we want to make sure it's paper ballot. That's what we want. And then the gerrymandering, we'll get into that in a minute. Let's take a listen to the Schumer Hakeem Jeffries shutdown. Take a listen to this news article by Fox 17 News really quick.
Federal workers waiting in long lines at this food bank in southern Maryland.
I would have never years that I would have been in this position to have to go to a food bank.
Denise Blake says she drove over an hour to get here. When she finally arrived, they had run out of food.
We have a cart ready for you out front.
Fortunately, she did not leave empty-handed, but she still faces the harsh reality of not knowing how she's going to feed her family while she's not getting paid during the government shutdown.
I don't want my daughter to see me crying.
Blake's story is like so many others who are waiting to get paid as Congress stalls to pass a new spending plan.
I haven't gotten a paycheck this month, so the free groceries is very important, very helpful.
More than 1 million federal workers are not receiving pay right now. Many missed their first full paycheck Friday, while others will feel the loss early next week, depending on the agency. Federal workers waiting in long lines.
So that is due to Democrats not voting and passing a continuing resolution, like I said, that they've done 13 times. They did it 13 times under Joe Biden. Same exact thing. But because they want to add their fluff and their partisanship inside this bill and lie to the American people and say somehow this bill cuts off healthcare to American citizens is no. But one thing it did do is expose the bloating cost of Obamacare. That's one thing it did do. And shout out to Darla Miller. Darla Miller says today is day 27 of the Democrats and the Schumer shutdown. Thank you, Darla. You're also entered in 2 times for the raffle on Wednesday. Thank you, Darla, so much for your support. We appreciate the Oreo Army. And how about this? U.S. Senator John Fetterman shared this. There's finally some, the largest federal workers union calls for an end to the shutdown, trying to put pressure on the Democrats. Why would they need to put pressure on the Democrats? Because the Republicans are voting to open up the government. That's why. Take a look at this tweet right here. He says, talks about the union is firmly on the right side of this, and we should absolutely listen. Our service members, federal workers, and Capitol Police are hurting. It's one of many reasons why I've continuously voted to open the government. We need to end this chaos. So I just want to tell you how this plays out. Democrats don't care about anybody. They use the unions. They use them for money laundering. They use them for a lot of things. We've seen that through some of the government previous government shutdowns and through some of the policies they want to enact. You go to a left-wing protest and you see SEIU, you see all these union shirts out there. Not because these people are passionate about it, because, again, a lot of these unions are an arm of the Democrat Party. Tim Walz says they're not willing to open up the government because they won't let an authoritarian president do whatever he wants. This budget has nothing to do with Donald Trump doing anything. It is a continuing resolution from March. And when they pass this, they can sit down and negotiate. And listen to the way he says it here. Again, they know a lot of their voters are stupid and believe anything they say. And they're going to go out and parrot these talking points. You already see the jokes on when I say jokes, the Democrat social media influencers that are paid by the DNC or other NGOs to push propaganda online saying the same thing. But take a listen here.
I know Democrats are ready to go. I know they're ready to come back and do this. They're ready to come back and protect things that had passed the legislature. They are not willing to come back and let an authoritarian president do whatever he wants. I know.
So again, nothing to do with the budget. This budget, Democrats voted for the exact same budget. This continues funding the government like it's been funded since the last time Democrats. The thing is, they want their cake. They want, pardon me, they want all those things that America voted to get rid of. They want DEI in foreign countries, and they want to fund it. So they're upset. And I thought this was great because, again, we have two major things that I really feel are going on right now, which is the Democrats shutting down the government and Gavin Newsom trying to gerrymander California even worse than it is, folks. Much worse than it is. And I want you to listen to
about that in New Mexico. If
he does speak some facts here. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger, not a fan at all, but he does make some points here. And look at Jake Tapper's face because, again, CNN, MSNBC, all these fake lying news media organizations are somehow trying to justify the fact that California's broke. We need police. We need fire. We have major wildfires. We have communities that have been destroyed and still not rebuilt, not even building permits issued to them. And Gavin Newsom says, I got $300 million for an election to steal conservative voices in the state of California. Take a listen to this.
As you acknowledged, this all started because of redistricting in Texas, and this was Trump pushing Republican-controlled states to throw out their current congressional maps so as to cook the books, so that it is less likely for Democrats to retake control of the House during the next year midterms. I mean, is it fair to argue that do you believe that the Republican Party is starting this?
No, Jake. There has been gerrymandering going on for 200 years. There is such extreme gerrymandering going on that in a state like Massachusetts, it has like 40% of the people voting for Trump. They have 0 representatives. The Republican Party has 0 representatives sent to the House. Think about that. In New Mexico, if 45% of the people voted for Trump and voted Republican, and 0 is sent to the House, 0 representatives from the Republican Party. So there's gerrymandering, crazy gerrymandering going on all over the country. And we wanted to try to stop it in California. And we did stop it in California. And we went around the country. So I think this whole thing about finger pointing and saying they did it, so therefore we should doing it, that's not really the way to go. The one party should outperform the other party. It should be performance. And when it comes to midterm elections, as you know, always the party that is not in the White House usually wins by 20, 25, 30 seats. So what does 5 seats matter in the first place in Texas? It is crazy. We should outperform them. That is where the action is.
One thing I noticed about that, it's just great to see him. He was doing the interview at a Gold's Gym. Hats off to him for staying healthy. But once again, we've covered all those states. It was funny when JB Pritzker came out and we showed you, and you know that Texas can't do that. This is just wrong. This is undemocratic. This is disenfranchising the voters. And they put up the most gerrymandered state in the country. But once again, you're not going to hear that on MSNBC or any of the other talking heads that are an arm of the Democrat Party. And it's crazy. Ah, man. It's just insane. It's just insane. But I did see news this morning, Indiana Republican. Indiana, we know some folks in Indiana. You got Penny Loafer over there. You got Jay Lynn over there and some other great Oreo Army folks. This was from ABC News. And it says the Indiana Republican Governor Mike Braun has announced that he will call for a special legislative session to begin next week that will include considering redrawing Indiana's congressional map. You guys know this whole, since Trump, even before, we can go back to 2015. There's been a coup against Donald Trump from half the Republicans and all the Democrats, fake impeachments, fake this. Let's obstruct. Let's not vote to confirm his nominations. We don't want him to actually enact what the people of California, New Mexico, all the states, we don't want him to enact what they voted for. And it's really unfortunate, to say the least, that this is actually what's going on. And before we get into Gavin Newsom, do not forget we have a raffle going on. If you guys want to get into the raffle, we are 100% viewer funded. Lights, camera, action, travel, hotel, food while we're traveling. It's all thanks to donations from you guys and the blessings of you guys providing us travel. And so I'm going to show you what we have for this raffle. It will be done Wednesday, 2 days from now, on a live stream. But Mike donated another beautiful handmade cross right here. Check it out. It is absolutely gorgeous. And so this will be one of the items. And then you get to choose from either the Trump light up hat. Let me do this again. Or the MAGA light up hat. And it has all kind of different things. This one's on sound right now. This one is going through the little MAGA things. It says "Make America Great Again" on the bottom. So you get to choose from one of these hats and that cross. We will ship it out for you and get that taken care of. And if you want to enter, the ways to enter is Venmo at Oreo Josh. Every $10 donation gets you one entry. So if you do $30, that's 3 entries. Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $Oreo Army, GiveSendGo.com/Oreo 2024. And also as well, we have a Zelle link, a Zelle address. The Zelle address is Pure Patriot. That's Pure Patriot, Patriot, 559 at yahoo.com. Pure Patriot at 559 at yahoo.com. And there you can do your mobile online banking, send us a transfer, and that'll get you entered in. So I want to say thank you to everybody that helps us out. We got the first of the month coming up. We got Halloween on Friday, which we will be doing one show on Friday. And then we got bills to pay. So I want to thank all you guys for joining in, helping us out. We can't do it without you, and we appreciate you. Now, speaking of Gavin Newsom, we've been talking about it for a long time, for over 2 years now, that he was planning on running in the 2028 election. He's tried some different strategies to see where it's going to work, and he's now firmly on the far left strategy. They're sticking with the far left. Remember, he had Charlie Kirk on his podcast where he was trying to seem like a moderate to see how that would work out. The far left absolutely attacked him when he was finally being truthful and admitting to what the 80% of Americans believe in some of these crazy Democrat policies. Listen to this. This was CBS Sunday Morning. Take a listen to this.
Afraid to go into red states? No. When I saw you slinging shots behind the coffee bar, I thought this guy might run for president.
I have no idea. The idea that a guy who got 960 on his SAT that still struggles to read scripts, that was always in the back of the classroom, the idea that you even throw that out is in and of itself extraordinary. Who the hell knows? I'm looking forward to who presents themselves in 2028. And who meets that moment. And that's the question for the American people.
Is it fair to say after the 2026 midterms, you're going to give it serious thought?
Yeah, I'd be lying otherwise. I'd just be lying. And I can't do that.
Governor, you have long said that if you ever run for the White House, you need a compelling why.
Yeah.
a reason? Are you moving closer to figuring out your own why and your own decision?
Yeah, Nietzsche said, if you have a compelling why, you can endure any how. And so I think the biggest challenge for anyone who runs for any office is people see right through you if you don't have that why. You're doing it for the wrong reasons. And so, that fate will determine that.
You certainly seem to like being on the ground in South Carolina. I have to say that. Seeing you up close, you were having a good time.
I happen to, and thank God, I'm in the right business. I love people. I actually love people.
He loves people, folks. He loves people. So that would be the reason for all that. It's just interesting, and he's doing what Democrats do. We've seen AOC. Remember Kamala Harris when she would go into the hood or be on what they call a black podcast? Her dialect would change. The way she spoke would change. Well, I didn't know this. Gavin Newsom was also a hood kid. Listen to this interview he does. It was absolutely hilarious. I just love when Democrats pander, because that's what this is, pandering. And unfortunately, this is what we're going to have to deal with.
But also, it was also about paying the bills, man. And it was just like hustling. And so I was out there kind of raising myself, turning on the TV, started, just getting obsessed, sitting there with the Wonder Bread and 5 stacks of,
it's like the White Stack 5 story.
Come on. Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. Man,
bro.
Are you talking about me?
Young YG.
YG, man.
Every day in the backyard, just bouncing the basketball, throwing the ball against the wall until the ball is just like fraying, man. And your arms
Entertaining
fall
yourself.
off. That's it. Whole thing. So just, and then, then this student that was shitty student is in the back with his head down, all of a sudden started throwing the baseball a little faster than everyone else. And started, make a few free throws because I was sitting there practicing 500 of them every damn night. And in high school, I look up in the stands, my dad's back up there.
Okay, dope.
And it's like, man. And then he's bringing his friends, and you're like, geez, and it just saved me, and it got me into college.
Man, coming up from the projects to the governor's mansion in California, this rich white kid right here. Oh my God, how many people believe this crap? It's, he comes from a very rich and wealthy family. Somebody else, let me see if I can find this. I didn't pull it up. Let me see if it pops up quickly. Let me put rich kid in here. Just to show you how bad it was for him. This one right here, it says, Gavin Newsom out here talking about growing up tough with a Wonder Bread and mac and cheese, playing basketball alone. Also Gavin Newsom posing for an actual Children of the Rich photo. Take a look at this. They pulled this up on the screen for you. This was literally a photo done for Children of the Rich. There he is right there. Gavin Newsom, Paul Mohan, Andrew Getty, and Bill Getty posing for the Children of the Rich feature that ran in the San Francisco Chronicle on December 12th, 1991. And you know what? I would have to say this. Some of my argument now goes, those people that are pushing that story. And others are saying, with this shutdown of EBT, again, there's people out there, I don't want no kids to go hungry. That's for damn sure. We are, I'm going to sound like Bernie Sanders. We are the richest country in the, but there is some people that have fallen on hard times, and we should temporarily help them. We are a giving people, and we were called upon to give. However, we need to get rid of the living dependent on taxpayers. That's one thing we need to get rid of. I know, just like they want they want everybody on their government health care so they can ration the care. And then when you need care, just imagine if everybody was on government. And I can tell you the truth, my mom being on Medicare when she was when she went through COVID, and my mom had a heart condition. And because she didn't get the COVID jab, her heart doctor refused to see her. Now, I'm just going to tell you, when they put everybody, and they're going to push hard, if we don't win 2028, this country is destroyed. They're going to push very hard to get everybody on some type of healthcare program. And then by that healthcare program, oh, your child is sick? Well, your child's not vaccinated. We're not going to see your child. Your child can die because your child and you are putting others at risk. That's what they want. We've seen the government control over COVID. Why would anybody give a government that much power? It's just insane. But if Gavin Newsom can live off mac and cheese, so can these people that have been living off welfare for 4 years. No more EBT card. Let's just get pallets of mac and cheese. Oh, well, that's not a new trip. Well, hey, you can go from the hood. According to Gavin Newsom, you can go from the projects to the governor's mansion off a loaf of bread and mac and cheese. Then we'll get them a beat up basketball for these kids so they can just throw. You get what I'm saying. I'm being facetious. It's just hilarious. And there was another part of the interview that just shows Gavin Newsom has been completely broken.
On the offense.
Completely broken.
And more important,
by Donald Trump. Take a listen. Poor guy. And he is looking rough. He is looking rough.
And on the offense. And more importantly, I got to call the bullshit. And so we put a mirror up to Trump. This guy's sitting there with memes, dressed up as the Pope. He's putting, he's the new Superman thing. He's the Superman hero. He's putting himself on Mount Rushmore. He's putting all these all-cap tweets that if my 9-year-old put something like that or talk like that, he'd be in the corner. He wouldn't have his devices for a month. This is the president of the goddamn United States on the offense.
I told you those tweets are working, guys. There's a reason why Trump knows how to manipulate the mind of Democrats. He knows how to trigger the TDS. He knows how to get people off base so they can get tagged out. And that's what Trump is doing, is tagging them out. It's just, man. Jalen says, I just can't unsee the butthead when I look at him. Speaking of Beavis and Butthead is what she's talking about. Speaking of California, crime is... Sorry, I can't say that with a straight face. Crime is down, folks, in California, if you were wondering. But every weekend, we have craziness and lawlessness. And again, every governor that's saying crime is down are going back to COVID statistics when crime almost doubled. Murders in some cities and some states doubled. It was lawlessness during COVID lockdowns. And naturally, when you open up the country, things change again. And so they're trying to take credit for that. But I thought this was interesting. This is another takeover in Los Angeles and Gavin Newsom's state. They will do nothing about these. As we keep reporting on them, and once they start hitting a little bit more mainstream media, guys, you will see them do the Highway Patrol Task Force, where they go in there and they stop them for a little bit and act like they're doing something and move on to their next pet project. But take a listen to this.
And a car street takeover in Lakewood. It happened late Saturday night.
Look at all those futures oh my gosh, this thing is supposed to be over here. Look at all these future doctors and lawyers out here. Eating that mac and cheese.
And a car street takeover in Lakewood. It happened late Saturday night. Witnesses say the car was doing donuts when it caught fire. The condition of the driver is still unknown. There were 2 other street takeovers in East LA around the same time, and multiple cars were also seen doing donuts in Compton. Some people in the large crowd used laser pointers as cars spun in circles. Now it's unclear if LA County Sheriff's deputies made any arrests.
No, it's unclear if they made any arrests. Of course they didn't. If you want to stop what's going on, you make arrests. You send a message. You protect the people of that community. Could you imagine living in that neighborhood? We've seen guys get so frustrated at 2 a.m., old men walk out of their house and get beaten up by these people because they want it to stop. And that makes the news for about 3 seconds. A lot of times it don't even make the news. I wanted to get into one. This was a post by the Midwesterner. It says, open border radicals terrorize Michigan state representative at her home. It says a mob of extreme leftists trespassed on the residence of Rep. Angela Regas, demanding she retract her sponsorship of a bill cracking down on illegal immigration. Think about that. People that are putting America first and saying, hey, we need to do something about the criminals in our country. This is what's happened. Take a look at this ring footage. And then I'll show you a picture of, let me put this up here.
See the dog. There's no way they're going to be immigrants are welcome here. No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here. No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here. No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here. Hey, your mom's a piece of shit. Go here to the door. Immigrants are welcome. Oh no, I'm being filmed.
These are the type of people that are showing up at these homes to intimidate folks. You take a look there. It's laughable. It is laughable. We need to go back to a time where we get some vigilante justice, and I hope that goes viral. Hope you cut that post like you did when I said that on the streets of Portland. There does need to be something that goes on here, because that's what they want to do. They want to send fear and intimidation to these people so that they put American citizens last, and it's not going to happen. So I got one that you guys will like, but let me pull this up right here. Let me refresh that. Oh, it's no longer there. Interesting. All right, check this out. So there was a post going around on Friday night or Saturday, and all it showed was either a Border Patrol or ICE agent trying to get back into his vehicle and pushing down and shoving a poor old lady. And, you know, the calls, it was just crazy. The calls for what happened. Take a look at this video. I'm going to put it up right here. And take a look. This is how they edited the video. Oh.
Tíralo, tíralo. Fuck.
Take a look again. Beautiful. Look at that. Bandit 1 would be proud. She's got flip-flops on. But what was interesting is, once again, that's the part they show you. There was a lot more to that story. And Tricia McLaughlin, part of DHS, says this Chicago Tribune reporter that released that video somehow left out the part where this woman grabbed that law enforcement officer's face, put her hands on him, and tried to obstruct the officer. So she should have been arrested. She should be prosecuted. But the great thing is the commander-in-chief of Border Patrol, Gregory Bovino, says responded to Tricia, and it says they always seem to leave out the assault part, the assault part out of the story, don't they? This rioter attacked our agent, attempting to unmask him, and we are currently working to identify and prosecute her. Stay tuned. Look at this.
Right back at you.
I'm
gonna throw it right back at you. I swear to God. And I'm gonna throw it right back at you. I'm gonna throw it right back at you. I'm gonna throw it right back at you. I swear to God.
Look at ripping off his
and
face
I'm gonna throw it right back at you. I'm gonna throw it right back at you.
I'm gonna throw it right back at you. I swear to God. And I'm gonna throw it right back at you.
I want to
Right,
see
I'm gonna
a
throw it right
rubber
back at
bullet
you. I'm gonna throw it right back at you.
to the dome or a baton to the dome. Assaulting a federal officer trying to do his job, and the other guy sitting there saying he's gonna throw the tear gas. I would have let the tear gas go, let him throw it back, and arrested his ass, and let him sit in lockup. Because we're probably paying for his food and rent right now, right? So let's just pay for it in a 6x6 cell. Again, this is why I'm saying we're going to get to that point where it's going to take vigilante justice protecting these people if something don't change soon.
God. And I'm gonna throw it right back at you.
Just absolutely insane. So also, you guys probably were watching. There was a lot of there wasn't violence, as you would say. Again, we went down to Portland. It was Timu Antifa. These people will assault you if you're alone, but complete 180 from Rose City Antifa when we used to go there in 2017 through 2019, where you were watching your back at every corner. A group of patriots went out there. There were some scuffles and stuff like that. The amazing thing is they did have one arrest, or a couple arrests of some Antifa, but the Supreme Court, I believe it's tomorrow, not the Supreme Court, one of the federal appeals court is going to be hearing the case, one of the cases about deploying the National Guard troops to Oregon. So this was from Nick, and he put Oregon State Troopers and Portland Police just blocked off the road around Antifa's ICE camp as crews clear the entire camp, hauling off Antifa's stuff inside box trucks. Take a look at this.
I'm gonna run you out of my city, Nick. Nick, I'm gonna run you out of my city. You better get the fuck out of my city, Nick.
So that was there. And you know what? I was a little disappointed, and I get it. Some people are new. How do I say this? I'm not bashing them, but the TikTok streamers in the world are new, saying, we won, Antifa's gone. Antifa hasn't gone anywhere. And those rejects will be right back there. Again, I wish some of those folks putting that stuff out there, because it's false. I see people responding, oh, Antifa's done in Portland. Antifa's not done in Portland, folks. It's a mental illness. Until you get them the help they need to understand which bathroom to use and why they're so retarded, they're not going to be gone. This is temporary. It's always temporary when it comes to cities that facilitate the domestic terrorism. And but I seen all kind of people posting it out, and I was like, it's not done. This is going to be going on long after ICE is gone. They're going to be finding something else to harass people about. These people have no lives, no jobs, many of them. Some of them do. Some of them are teachers, professors, government workers that are out there in black bloc. But I thought that was pretty interesting. And again, Portland police did do something, and you had the same thing put on by social media from people who might not study them or know the history of Antifa. Also said, oh, they're done now. Is when Kristi Noem came, they blocked off the roads, they cleaned up everything, and oh, Antifa's through there, they're doing something. No, this is all temporary. Hopefully they do put the National Guard out there to protect our federal agents and officers. This one right here, this was some from BG on the scene. It says encampment dismantled outside Portland ICE facility in an effort to open up the sidewalk near the ICE facility in Portland. Police came through last night and ordered that materials at an encampment utilized by ICE protests be moved. The encampment was dismantled as police remained in the vicinity with such as a canopy, tent, gas can, and propane tank removed. The move was celebrated by counter-protesters out there near the ICE facility. Several watched close by during the removal process, and some chanted and cheered.
USA! Figure it out! Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Back up! Everybody back up!
Right wing agitators out of town. Don't fall for the right wingers. They have no balls. They're a bunch of pussies.
He's body checking me right here. Question. Because of these guys.
Oregonian here. Are you guys taking up what's going on with the camp and what's just going on?
Getting the sidewalk open a little bit.
Okay, gotcha. So
we're going to start doing a lot more of the city code enforcement, minor.
So what are some of the things that, what kind of codes will you guys be enforcing?
Obviously, drinking in public. There's a lot of little city code violations. There's looking at obstruction of sidewalks.
So what else? So another officer mentioned jaywalking.
So again, they said they're going to start enforcing some of the city codes, enforcement action. Portland police do not have the manpower to keep this up. I'm just letting you know that right now. They are, I want to say, down a couple hundred officers right now because of all the moves from the city and everything. Let me see if I can get that. How understaffed is Portland police? They stopped releasing the numbers about 18 months ago because of the criticism. Let's see. Says the Portland Police Bureau, serving a population of approximately 635,000 residents, has been grappling with chronic understaffing for several years. The issue stems from a combination of retirements, resignations that were exacerbated by post-2020 protest and budget cuts, recruitment challenges, and extended training periods. As of late September 2025, PPB reports 812 sworn members, including 558 officers, with 98 still in training, against an authorized strength of 877 positions, resulting in about 65 vacancies. It says adequate staffing would be over about 1,050. So they're what, 300, almost 300 officers short, folks. 300 officers short there. So this won't last. It can't last. And the city don't care about this. The city wants Antifa out there. The only reason they're doing this is because the eyes that are on them and videos going viral. That's the only reason. I thought this was interesting, something we haven't touched on, but the border. We spent a lot of time, especially right here where this border camp is. They are working on building up that wall. And check out this video here of some of the construction going on in the San Diego area at the California border wall.
Gotta get it. Boom, boom, boom. Gotta get.
Using explosives right there so they can get that wall cemented down. And that's great news. They need to do overtime on that wall. We've seen what happened last time, and granted, Democrats just open up the wall anyways. There's gates in it. But thought that was pretty interesting. Another thing, you have some pretty bad criminals getting off the streets right now. Not just illegals, but a lot of illegals. Robbery suspects, murder suspects, child rape suspects, people that are convicted of murder, all these things. And take a listen to this. when it comes to
human traffickers, and these are people who have committed sexual.
Since January, federal law enforcement officers with Homeland Security say 4,300 have been arrested for criminal activity, of which 3,300 had a previous criminal history. What is the status for what ICE and Homeland Security is doing in your home state?
Well, first off, God bless Donald J. Trump and Kristi Noem for what they're doing. You just referenced the number, 4,300 illegal aliens since just January, Bill. And what you didn't add was these are murderers, these are human traffickers, and these are people who have committed sexual assault. And it's all because of the failed leadership of Tim Walz and Keith Ellison and all these others that literally had no problem with open borders and made Minnesota a sanctuary state. They have literally invited this in, and it's deep, Bill. You not only have the 4,300 illegals, but the FBI has recently uncovered some very serious immigration fraud. I think they're up to 250 cases and just falsifying records, et cetera. Minnesota has become a haven for this type of illegal activity. And God bless our ICE agents and our president and Kristi Noem for going after it.
Okay.
Yeah, God bless Donald Trump. I wish there wasn't so much obstruction. I wish we could just get on that page. We will never get on this page because one party has this socialist communist ideologue of ideas. They don't want this great experiment known as capitalism and America and the freedoms. They want to be able to control what you do, what you say, and everything else. And speaking of controlling what you say, I wish everybody would still say a prayer. We are waiting. We should be hearing by tomorrow. We could possibly be hearing today about our appeal at YouTube for for my account on YouTube. And it would be just an honor and a blessing to get that back. We'll have to regrow it, remonetize it, and do all that. But to get out to more people, see how many followers I have once they give it back. It should be at 73,000 or 76,000. So hopefully they do the right thing. Hopefully they do the right thing, and been praying hard on that. And that would be absolutely epic. Let's see what else we got here. I think that might be. There is going to be a lot of news coming at Hurricane Melissa. For folks in Jamaica, there's already been some serious flooding and some serious other things going on. They are expecting this to be a pretty devastating hurricane. Sometimes we hear that, and it's just not as devastating as they want it to be.
Jamaican officials saying that this could be a historic event, and they want continues to track closer to Jamaica. Hurricane Melissa has now intensified to a Category 5 storm, and right now Jamaica is bracing for potentially catastrophic conditions, including destructive storm surge and flooding. We're also keeping a very close eye as we are expecting to hear from the Jamaican government. They're anticipating to give an update on evacuation and preparedness plans in just about 35 minutes or so. So we'll bring that to you as we've been hearing from Jamaican officials saying that this could be a historic.
They always say it could be a historic event. I'm not saying it won't be. I do know some weather chasers that are on the ground in Jamaica right now, so they'll be providing updates, and we'll probably bring you coverage throughout the next couple days. Prayers for all those people, though. You can't. The only thing you can do when it comes to Mother's Nature is cloud seed and make it worse. But again, this is nothing abnormal. Hurricanes happen, especially in that part of the country, the world. Want to say thank you guys. Don't forget, if you guys want to help us out, we are 100% viewer funding, and your blessing is what keeps us going on here. We have this beautiful cross right here. This is custom made by our good friend Big Mike Miguelito, and same guy that made our Oreo Army cross. Absolutely beautiful cross. But this right here is one of the items. If you donate, we're going to put your name in a raffle. Every $10 entry gets you one. Every $10 donation gets you one entry. If you do $30, that's 3 entries. We got this item, and you'll get to choose between the Trump hat. Take a look at that every time I talk, or the MAGA hat. Has like 7 different modes. I got that one on talking mode, and you got the MAGA one. My favorite is the MAGA one, I gotta admit. You put it like that where it flashes, put it where it's always on, put it where it fades. Then it goes to the talking. So if MAGA or Trump, you get to choose one of them. You'll get the cross and that. If you guys want to bless us with a donation, we would appreciate it. You can go to Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $ Oreo Army, GiveSendGo.com/Oreo 2024. And we also have a Zelle link that will be provided. All our donation links will be provided as the exit screen comes up. And we will see you guys in about 4 hours and 39 minutes at 3 o'clock Pacific for show number 2. Thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Let's see here really. Let me go over here and see Gandalf and Darla Miller. Thank you for the Rumble rants today that got you in. And let me see if we have anybody else. Sometimes it takes a while for my notifications to come up. Let's see. And Terrell got in on Cash App. So Terrell, thank you, Terrell. You are added for 2 entries from Cash App. We appreciate you all. And we will see you guys here in a little while. All those links are coming up on the screen. God bless y'all, and see ya later this afternoon.
Well, hop aboard the Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart.